Sex Party with your host, Dustin Rybka.
Hello and welcome to Sex Party. I'm your host, Dustin Rybka. With me on the show this week is mainstream adult star and OnlyFans creator, Andi Avalon. We are going to get into everything you think we're going to get into in this episode and a ton of stuff that you're just not going to see coming. We talk about her career in mainstream adult porn. How crazy has it gotten? Is she doing DPs? Is she doing gangbangs? Andi is known for her insane squirting skills. We're going to talk all about her squirting, how she learned she could squirt, what it feels like to squirt. Is her squirting equaling an orgasm every time she does it, or is there a difference between squirting and orgasm? We chat about her first DVP experience with two guys at the same time and her squirting over 40 times during that experience. Her and her partner used to be swingers. We talk about the difference between luxury swinger parties, upscale swinger parties versus mainstream run-of-the-mill swinger parties. They still dabble in the lifestyle a little bit. She tells a crazy swinger party story you guys are not going to want to miss. Her AVN experience, how was it with the fans? Were they respectful? Were they smelly? Did they have decent breath this time? How does she want to be approached by fans at conventions? Her selling underwear at conventions. Is Andi a facial girl, a cream pie girl? Does she prefer the cum shot somewhere else? You're going to find out. Her dick ratings over on OnlyFans, how is she doing them? I ask all the questions that you would want to know. What is it like in general? What kind of things are available over on her OnlyFans? And her most bizarre OnlyFans requests you're not going to want to miss. So without further ado, please enjoy my conversation with Andi Avalon.
This week's conversation.
Andi Avalon, welcome to Sex Party. How are we doing?
Wonderful. How are you? Thank you for having me.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, I've actually wanted to have you on for quite a while. I don't know. I think it's just been like madness the last year or so, getting you on, but you're here. That's the important part. We did it.
Yeah.
So early Sex Party round of applause for us for making it.
Yay.
And to the wonderful Erica Icon for getting you on the show.
Yeah,
from
she's
the
the
Rogue
best.
PR. Yeah, we love Erica. Woman of the Year 2026, Erica Icon.
Yes, she is.
Yes. We were talking about, before we started recording, we were talking about like being able to take time off. Like you said, you take, you usually take the weekends off or whatever. And like, does that, with as busy you are, like in the industry, everything you're doing, like, does that ever drive you nuts where you're trying to take the weekend off and you keep like feeling like, I got to check my Instagram or my OnlyFans or like whatever, or are you cool with
it? Sometimes I feel a little guilty, like I've neglected some things, but for my own like self, I really want to like continue to enjoy what I'm doing. And so I need to like detach and just like enjoy, be present in the moment. And then, because work will be there when I'm done. So
Oh yeah, it's gonna be there forever.
yeah. So I try to like make sure that I am mentally healthy and
Mhm.
having a good time all the time. So
Yeah. Well, I mean, what do you do to unwind though from the madness? You said like sometimes you go to a club or something like that, but like, what are you into?
I love just going to dinner and having like a nice glass of wine. There used to be a phenomenal gay club in my city that we used to go to often, and they just closed down. So now we're looking for like a new fun spot to like go hang out at. But typically just like dinner and maybe like a dive bar or something. If I'm not just like going to the movies or something, something simple.
Wow, so you're a movie person too. I'm already intrigued. This is great.
I'm into all the cheesy movies. I'm like a movie club member, so I get like one free ticket a month,
Oh wow. Okay.
Yeah, it's so
Yeah.
lame, but I love it.
No, it's not lame. First of all, I think in the moments first of all, I'm selfishly asking these questions for myself because I cannot learn to relax no matter what. And so I'm like trying to figure out what all the people in the industry are doing to dial out for a hot second. I love movies go ahead. Sorry.
No, you go.
I think that putting like literally like punching the do not disturb button and going into a dark theater to see a movie is like the most empowering thing you could ever do.
It's so nice. It's so
Yeah.
nice. I also live by the beach, so we'll go to the beach for like 2 or 3 hours and just like lay in the sun and just do nothing. And it's so
Yeah.
relaxing, and just shut your mind down and stare at the ocean and breathe in the air, and it's like very grounding.
Yeah. Yeah. It sounds nice. It sounds really nice, especially
It's
with a
beautiful.
couple of drinks. I mean, come on. Yeah.
Yeah.
What's your drink of choice? What are we drinking?
I'm a terrible drinker. I'm terrible at it. I like espresso martinis, or if I'm trying to be healthy, I'll just do like a tequila soda because I won't get hungover that way, and I
Mm.
prefer to feel 100%.
Tequila soda. I mean,
And an orange.
I'm a vodka guy. Tequila is like I'll drink tequila, but if I do more than two, we're probably something illegal is going to happen, and it's not going to be, so
Yeah.
so
It's
yeah,
just,
tequila.
well, it's the only thing I found that like doesn't make me hungover, because I can take down vodkas, but
Oh
I
yeah.
feel like crap the next day. So tequila, I don't love it, which means I drink less,
Yeah.
and I wake up feeling better.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
mean, maybe that's a hack. Maybe I should try that. You know what? I did do this one time. I did try to switch to drink less, and I just wound up a nightmare. Because
Oh no.
yeah, I love the act of doing a shot. I think like to me, another shot, another shot, another shot, another shot, and I'm just doing them straight. You know what I mean? Because I don't
Oh,
need to. No, I
if you pour
know.
a shot, I'll sip on it for like an hour. I just can't.
Yeah.
My throat closes and it's over. I'm terrible at it. I
Yeah,
wish.
especially if it stinks like gasoline or something like
Oh,
that,
yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, that's fucking awesome. And and now we know a little bit about you. I think there's probably a lot of people in the audience, watching this, listening to this, that are here just because you're here, and they're like, dude, shut the fuck up and whatever, right?
No.
But but there's probably some people in the audience that they don't know what's going on. Maybe for the past couple years, maybe they did too much tequila. Maybe they snorted tequila, or maybe they had an incident, right? And they've been out of it. They've been maybe in rehab or in a coma. They've just come to. Somehow this podcast is on. For those people who don't know who you are, could you take a couple moments, talk about who you are, what you do, introduce yourself?
Sure. Hello, everyone. I am Andi Avalon, and I am an adult performer. I also have OnlyFans. I am married, I have children, and I'm just enjoying my life in this crazy path I've decided to take. But I'm having a good time. So, yeah, I'm a mom and wife, and I'm having fun.
Yeah, we love it. We love it. How long have you been in the adult industry?
It has been about 3.5, maybe 4 years. I've lost track of time. It goes quick once you hit
Yeah.
that year mark. It just goes.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah. I feel like most people say like it either feels like an eternity or like a blink of an eye.
Yeah, I feel like the first year felt forever. And then now I'm like, wait, how many years have I been doing this? It just feels like it's going really fast. It's just the next year, like AVN just comes and I'm like, oh my gosh, we're already at
Mm-hmm.
AVN again.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
yeah,
Um, did you do this last AVN last month?
I did. Yeah, it was fun.
Yeah. So I've been asking everybody who's been on, who was at AVN, like what their experience was like. Were the fans behaved? Did their breath smell? Did they stink? And the reason I'm saying this is because obviously I talked to a lot of performers, and I notice things too. And it's like, I'm in everyone's face with a microphone. So I'm chomping on gum. I'm like, blasting the cologne. And I think no one tells people, like fans, no one tells these dudes like, hey, like up your hygiene game. So what was your experience like with the fans?
For the most part, I mean, I'm a hugger too, so I typically will hug somebody. I only had a couple of questionable experiences that I feel like they could have used some deodorant and a piece of chewing gum. But for the most part, everyone was not bad on my end. I feel like they always come and see me at AVN, the ones that do, and the new fans, um, they were fine. They were good. Yeah, I don't have anything. I think pretty good. Yeah.
Well, good for them. Maybe they're learning. Maybe every episode they hear this, they're
Yeah.
like, oh shit. I'm just trying to give y'all a tip. Just
Yeah.
you're
Definitely come with good breath for sure. Because I'm a hugger, and so I want to smell
Mhm.
your breath and your pits. So
Yeah.
please, please maintain the hygiene would be amazing.
Yeah, like grab maybe a new shirt or a new hoodie, right? Or however
Hmm.
many for those days. Gum is cheap. Look, I know cologne is a fucking fleece sometimes and it's expensive, but if you can't get your, YSL or Tom Ford, you can literally, it's okay to buy a can of Axe and spray that shit everywhere.
Yeah,
We don't,
absolutely.
yeah. But the thing is you're going to want to talk to them more if they're smelling great and their breath is, not fire.
Absolutely. You know what I think the one advice, not like hygiene wise, that I would give a fan would be to be courteous of the time frame that they stay at the table with you, because sometimes you have a line of people waiting and they've waited too, don't get me wrong, but it comes to the point where I get a little bit of anxiety, like, okay, it's been
Hmm.
10, 15 minutes and now there's people who I might not get to meet because they're tired of waiting the 40 minutes, you know? Um,
Yeah. 40
so like,
minutes.
yeah, if you want to come back around, like say hi, give me a hug, let's take a picture, wait till my line's gone, and then
Hmm.
come chat, great. Um, I think being conscious of like everyone else's time too is respectful, in my opinion.
Okay, so this is one of these little nuggets that I love. So let's dive into this further. Because I've seen this a lot, and I'm not going to mention names. I don't know their names, but like I've seen it a lot with certain performers, where someone will like chew up like as much time as they can chew up. What what kind of things are the fans asking you? Are they like, what were you feeling in this scene with so and so, or like what are they talking to you about for so long?
Honestly, I feel like it starts well. Like, I love this scene. How did you feel? All this stuff. And then they just want to stay and talk. So they start talking about like what they
Hmm.
had for lunch and like the great restaurants they went to and where have I been to somewhere similar. And then there'll be like a pause and be like, have you ever traveled here? So they just start trying to get to know me, which I love. But that is
Hmm.
not the time and place to do it because there's people behind you. Now, if I had nobody, stay. So then
Yeah.
I feel like I'm rude because I'll be like, oh, hold on, honey, let me just say hi to this person. We can continue our conversation. But then they're right here waiting.
Yeah.
So it's like I don't mind it, but it would be a courteous thing if like, okay, I'll go do a round and come back and see if you're available, you know?
Yeah. Yeah. Um, well, I mean, what's the most common thing that they ask you, like just in general, even if they're not chewing up your time? Like, is it like your work, or is it like more of
Hmm.
like them trying to like see if there's a chance? Like, what are they?
Yeah. So it's always like, how did you start? How did you
Mm,
get here? And that's your first question. And then it's always followed by, oh, when can I hang out with you? Like, can we make a video together? That's always the next question. Like, do you see fans, And you're like, no, this is a
mm.
profession. Like because what they're hoping for is you say, yes, here's my phone number, call me later. It's not gonna happen
Yeah.
like that.
No, 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 no.
you know?
Yeah. Yeah, the old Jesus podcast throw already. The old let's collab, right?
Mm, let's
The old
collab.
let's collab line of
Uh-huh.
questioning, right? Like, oh, are you a
Yeah, I
creator?
have an
Like, no.
OnlyFans and I just started, but I'd love to collab with you. And I'm like, oh, that's sweet. Thank you.
Okay. Wow.
Oh, thank you. I always say I'm
Wow.
flattered. You know, I say add me on Twitter and we'll talk later. I just.
Just to clear it out, yeah, just get them out of there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or it's not Twitter, it's
So
X now. I'm old.
well, no, no, no. Well, first of all, we are gonna call it Twitter till we die. So like
I mean,
Twitter
right?
forever. Yeah. X. What are you, fucking 13?
I know. I still can't get the hang of that.
I'm not calling it X. I have a client because I do like social media for the adult industry too, and I have a client who calls it X all the time. I'm like, stop doing that.
Yeah. I'm not
Yeah, don't
following
call
you.
it. Yeah, no, stop calling it X.
Oh.
Yeah, so we're always gonna call it Twitter. So at the conventions like AVN, like are you selling things? Like are you selling like socks and underwear and all that shit? Or it's like signed pictures? Like what are we doing?
So I definitely sign and sell pictures. I'm on a cover of a few, like quite a bit of DVDs. So I'll sell my DVDs as well.
Mm-hmm.
Panties is a big one. Typically, people love panties, but they always want the ones I'm wearing like that moment, which throws off
Yeah.
my outfit. So I try to like bring. There has been a couple of times like it's like at the end of the day, and you catching me at the very end, I might just like give them to you, but not give,
Wow.
sell them to you.
Yeah, okay. I was like,
Uh,
let's fix that.
but I do bring extras for people if they do want to purchase those. It's a really or fishnets. They'll like have nylons and stuff.
Yeah,
So yeah,
that's okay.
and I don't always sell my pictures. A lot of the times I give them away. I feel like it's really good promotion and like a good show of faith. Like I want you to remember me. I don't necessarily want it to be about money. Like here's an
Mhm.
autograph and you know have fun with it.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. I'm sure they did it. I'm sure they did have fun with everything. So you like selling out of all your stuff usually by the end of the convention?
Every convention is different.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes people are spending money and sometimes they're just not. And you really have to feel the crowd. Like, do you want to give away 50 photos and make 50 fans, or do you want to sell two and now you've only made two fans because they don't remember who you are?
Yeah.
So then
Yeah.
there's other like when I was in New Jersey, people were spending money like crazy. Like I couldn't not sell a photo. They were like throwing money at me, like let me get a photo. So
Yeah.
Vegas was not like that. It was like this. It was just very. They weren't as big of spenders. I think the pool was larger. So whereas in New Jersey, it was a lot smaller. I feel like, and they were just like
Yeah.
ready for us.
Yeah. I feel like that makes sense because, well, first of all, like good on you for having like the knowledge and the business sense to know because you have to pivot, man. A lot of people don't do
Yeah,
that. They're like, this is
you
who I
have
am.
to.
This is what I'm doing. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
It's
So
not
like,
always about the money. It's about creating a fan in the future and like, showing, what kind of person you are by feeling him out. Like if you can tell like he really wants a photo with you and he's potential of being like a long-term fan, you're gonna make way more money at the end of the day than selling a $20 photo.
yeah, yeah. But the same like same thing. Other side of the coin is like the Exotica shows. I feel like they are coming probably because it's like a smaller barrier of entry. Like it's not as expensive. You don't have to fucking fly to the West Coast.
Hmm.
Um, but like the Exoticas, I think they're coming with cash in hand because that's the game at Exotica, right?
Yes.
Like buy shit, get pictures.
And it's not
Um,
often all of us stars, porn stars or whatever, adult entertainers are out there at the same time. So I think they're just really ready versus LA or Vegas where the exposure is just
mhm.
larger, we're there more often. Um,
Yeah,
so I
yeah,
think it's like that too.
yeah, for sure. Um, uh, so have the fans been like grabby and shit with you too? Because like I hate this shit. I watched this shit so many times. I actually almost watched somebody get like actually tased. Like, and I was
No
like, just
way.
tase him because, dude, don't grab someone without their fucking permission.
So I feel like I've been very lucky. Almost every single fan will ask my permission. Like, is it okay if I hug you? Is it okay if I put my hand here? Can I grab your leg? And depending on the person and how I'm feeling with energy, like,
Hmm.
sure, yeah, you want to grab my butt? All right, cool. But with permission, like they never just come at me. I'm also like, I'm a hugger too. So I put that out there like, hey, give me a hug if the
Yeah,
energy is right, if they're not like super creepy, you know what I mean?
yeah. What's the weirdest interaction you've had with a fan?
I don't know if it'd be weird, but it was like someone like would just like walk up to me. I remember one particular and just like stare at me. And I was
Mm,
like, oh, hey. And then like, do you want to follow me on Twitter? And I was like, no. Like, because there was no like, hi, I'm so
yeah,
and so nice to meet. It was like staring into my soul and then asking me to do something for them. And I was like, oh dear, no, thank you.
dude.
That was a weird one. I was like, oh, I'm gonna
Yeah.
pass. Thank you.
Come on, man. Like, get to
Like
know.
I don't even know your
Yeah.
name. Like, do you even know who I am, or you just want me to follow you to feel fun? I don't
Yeah.
know.
Yeah. You think it's just because they're just like getting nervous or what? Like malfunction?
Maybe like a malfunction. I don't know, but it was bizarre.
Fucking malfunction. Yeah. Yeah. Get to know Andi. Okay. We're going to do a little bit on the show. If you're listening to this, I'll give you some knowledge. Her and I are both wearing deep green, so maybe we can work that into the episode title. I don't know, whatever.
Yeah.
But it was not coordinated. We did not coordinate this, but sometimes miracles happen. So
yeah, I got the black headband, you got the black jacket, green shirt.
there you go.
You know, we're like opposite.
Yeah, totally fucking twinning right now. Okay, so I have the wonderful notes from Erica Icon at the Rub PR. We love her. We mentioned her. We try to mention her as much as we can because she's great. And the thing that's like pointing out, like sticking me in the eye, known for entertainer creator, known for being a size queen and for her squirting skills. This is not the show where like I will never ask that question. I think it's a fucking stupid. So like whatever. So we're gonna go. I don't want to shit on anybody else, but I just think, if you're like in your 20s, 30s, 40s, like still worried about your dick size, like
I agree.
Let's go to a therapist.
Because it's not what you have, it's how you use it. Like I've had the best orgasms with this not so large situation, and then I've had it both ways. But like it's really about being intuitive with someone's body, and you should not be worried about your size at all, because sometimes those are magic.
Yeah, and like there's pumps and shit and vitamins and fucking guys, this is not the show for that. So like whatever. And she just fucking answered it anyway. Whatever. So there you go.
There you go.
But I will never ask that question because I just think it's fucking moronic. I'm not saying people who ask it are moronic, but like I just think it's a dumb question. I also like we may or may not get to your origin story because I feel like you probably answer that every day, and I don't want to ask you that. So unless you want to talk about it, well, whatever. But
what was your question about the size and the squirting? What's the question?
We were going to the squirting over the size because known for her squirting skills, we've had tons of squirters on the show. Some of the best. Alexis Fox, what comes to mind, whatever. So tell me all about your squirting skills.
It's so funny because I never like intended that to be like a skill or something. It's just something my body does. But I've learned how to perfect it because people love it. And if I can make it happen, I would love to do it. So I try to do it the right way. You got to drink lots of water, make sure you're hydrated really well, because it takes a lot of energy when you're, performing, and to like let that happen to your body. You want to make sure you're hydrated because you can get dehydrated. But I can release gallons of water from my body, depending on the size of the male performer, how he works it, what part of my body it touches. It will release. And so it can be fun. Me and Cherry kissed at a scene. It was like, who can squirt farther? And she's magnificent. I love her so much. She's like one of my favorite people. We did like a girl, and it was just like water everywhere.
Oh, you guys like wrecked an Airbnb or something?
Yeah, it was like a massage scene. It was really fun. And then I've done one with Vince Carter. That was like insane massage scene with Alexis Fox, actually.
Oh wow. Okay. So what made it so insane? What was that scene like?
We were on the massage bed, and actually, Alexis Fox was. I did so many. Alexis was not that one. Vince Carter was the massage therapist, and we were on the massage bed, and it was just like, he's just such a great performer, and he just knows exactly what to do, and he could feel that was going to happen. Therefore, he knew, if I keep doing this same motion, if I keep going this direction, like it's just going to keep going. So I always preference, if I'm going to squirt, I'll say, things are going to get wet. Is everyone okay with that? Like, because I can try to stop it, but once I start, like, it's over. Things are getting really wet. And so I try to like let people know ahead of time. And then he's like, yes. And it was just, we had to like mop up the floor after. It was a lot. I felt I always feel bad, it's work to clean up, but whatever.
Whatever. They know what they're getting themselves into.
Yeah, I always ask, are you cool with this? Most people say
Yeah.
yes, but not
So
everyone, but most people.
so you soaked a bunch of people and walls and shit in your
Yeah.
So okay, is every time you squirt an orgasm, or can you squirt without having an orgasm? This is a
Not
mind bender.
not every time is an orgasm. It feels good because it's like a release, but it's definitely not like the plateau of like a real, like, feeling.
Sure.
The feeling of an orgasm doesn't really, it's not every time. However, if I'm at home with my husband, that's totally different. I will almost 100% have a real orgasm while I'm squirting.
Okay.
But I think that's like a mental thing, right? Like I'm comfortable. We were married for like 11 years. It's just different. It's a different stimulation. So yeah, that's for sure. But when you're performing, your head's like in 100 different places. So for women, you have to be like mentally there for that true orgasm. And I think that sometimes that's hard.
Yeah. Yeah. So how much of your content, whether it's OnlyFans or mainstream, is squirting involved for you?
It's so hard because a lot of my original content, I have like, I can't even know, like over 100. I mean, I don't even know how many scenes I have. But the chunk of my scenes were all with like, and it was just like, but then as I've grown as a performer, I branched out to like totally different people and like requests and stuff, and it's not always squirting. But I would say like 75% is probably squirting. I get a lot of custom requests for squirting because of that.
Yeah,
which is actually really hard to do, a custom and make yourself squirt. That's really hard.
Okay, why?
Because I'm likely using a toy of some kind, which is not the same. It's not the same.
Yeah.
But I get a lot of requests for that, and it's kind of a hard thing. Like it's hard to make it happen for the fan and make it realistic,
Yeah.
But I do my best.
Yeah. Okay, so did you discover on your own that you could squirt, or were you with a dude and you were like,
yes, exactly. That's what happened.
okay.
I was like, and they were like, what's happening to me? And they're like, oh, you're having like an orgasm. I'm like, really? That's what happens? This is so weird. Like nobody told me about that.
Yeah.
And then I was like, I was like, this is not, I do not like this. Like, that's so embarrassing. Now I have to change my sheets, or I put a towel down. Like, hold on, let me get a towel. Like,
yeah.
Now as I'm older, it's okay to do that. When I was younger, I was like, hold on, let me go get a towel. I know nothing about anything. And,
Yeah.
but now I'm just like, hey.
Yeah. First of all, it's a talent. Second of all, like, dude, I don't care. I mean, different strokes for different folks, sure, but I mean, it's like, why would we? Like, I've talked to so many women who, like, when they first did it, like, they like the person's like, "What the fuck," and like shames them or whatever. I'm like, that's not someone you want to be hanging out with anyway.
Yeah. I think too, if you are a female performer who can squirt and it's a possibility. Now it doesn't happen every time, but if prep that day, drink as much water as you can, because the person you're performing with, if they haven't been exposed to that and their first experience is like an odor to it or a color change, like they're not going to want to enjoy that with somebody else. They're going to think, oh, it's always going to be like that. And you might just be having an off day. Like, don't drink coffee before a scene if you think you might be squirting, because you're going to smell coffee. You know what I mean? Like, you have to really be conscious of that for your performer. Like, make it a good experience,
Yeah.
Make them want to lick it and drink it. Like, make it hot. Don't make it uncomfortable. So
yeah. Or you could reverse that. You could just drink like as many like peppermint candy cane Starbucks that you can find, and then that's
a whole nother type of fan.
Exactly.
That's a bottle me up and send it to me kind of thing.
Which is like, you're so good at this. Like you're like leading me to my next thing I was going to ask. No transition. I love it. Are you
I used to in the
okay?
beginning because that's like one of my things when I started. But to be honest, I don't anymore. I used to do like little vials and things.
Hmm.
But I kind of stopped doing that. I feel like I don't know what the like transportation situation is. Like I don't know what
Yeah.
it's like when it gets there and like I don't know. I kind of stopped doing that.
Did you have a complaint or something or what?
No, I think it's in my own head. Like I'm sure they
Yeah.
loved it, but I was just like I don't do that anymore.
I feel like you could send them a napkin with nothing on it. Like, this is a napkin that
It's
I
the
was going to
panties. They love the
use.
panties. Yeah, like all day. I do that a lot.
Okay, so that's great. I was gonna like ask that too. Like, they're requesting, or you have like different levels of shit they can buy, and like that's like,
Yeah.
oh, I squirted in these, and like you
Yeah,
can buy
like
them.
yeah, so what would happen would be like they would request a custom and they would say, and what outfit do you want me to wear? Like, what panties do you want? And then like I'd show them options. They would pick those that they want. And then I
Hmm.
would do like a custom for them with their name and stuff. And then hopefully squirt into the panties, put them in a bag and send them to their house. So then they get to pick which ones. And, it's like a prize at the end of their custom. It's kind of cool.
Yeah, it's a little trophy. Yeah, we love that.
Yeah.
We love that. It also says in the notes too that you and your husband are or were in the swinger lifestyle.
We were, yes. We
Okay,
dabble here and there.
sure.
Swinging is very interesting. It's a huge community, but it's not always 100% each side. So,
Mm.
sometimes the female will be extremely hot, but the male won't be. So then
Mhm.
I'm taking one for the team and he's enjoying himself. And then it'll be the opposite. The guy's super hot and the girl's super not. And so he's taking, I mean, men are different. He always says, we're animals, we'll do whatever. But it's not always 100% 50-50. So swinging can be difficult.
Mhm.
Um, a lot of rules. So when there's no checklist like you do in mainstream where you go over your do's and don'ts. You kind of
Yeah.
just be like, I don't like this, but they just say, I don't want this, I don't like this. And so you're remembering all the don'ts while you're, hanging out with somebody. And it takes the fun away from like having a great experience.
Yeah.
Um, Also if you're in the upper echelon of swinging, like the like a really nice parties,
Mhm.
you're safer in that sense of testing. But because I shoot a lot, I
Mm.
try to keep my testing like that's my priority. And I don't ever want there to be like a what if. Like, I want to make sure
Yeah.
that I'm always top performance. There's no questions of did I get anything from that party? We just don't go anymore. We don't do it. Um,
Yeah.
because I don't know, I don't want to ever put my scene partner in danger because I decided to go to a party and hang out with a couple I didn't need to. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Well, I mean, it's crazy. Because now you can test at home. I'm going to plug a sponsor real quick too. Like ProDXHealth.com, home of the Pro
Mhm.
13, which is the first at home pass certified. ProDXHealth.com, use code party for 20% off. Now we plugged it.
Mhm.
So I'm sure there was a
Yeah.
graphic there. But like with testing, right? It's so easy for people to do. And I'm
And
so
they
blown
just
away.
don't do it
Yeah.
like they
Why?
should.
Why?
I mean, to be 100% honest, before I was in the adult industry, I had never been tested. I wasn't educated in
Mm,
that. I was just
yeah.
I call them civilians that just, you have unprotected sex. You don't think about it. If you do get something, you go and get treated for it. It's not like you're
Hmm.
preparing for the future and making sure you're safe. Nobody's educated in like, you should probably get tested if you're sexually active once a year
Yeah.
just for
At
your own
least.
safety. And it's just not,
Yeah.
like, why not? Um, and so it's now that I'm educated, I'm like, oh my gosh, I can't believe I didn't do that often if
No,
I
it's
was sexually
wild.
active,
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I mean, and the fact you can do it at home, like you don't have to deal with
It's
some
game
fucking
changer.
old doctor or some shit, some weirdo.
I
You know
think
what I
that was
mean?
part of the fear too, is I don't want to go into the doctor and have somebody stare at me. This is so much better. It's like, it
Mhm.
really creates a safe space for everybody having it at home.
Yeah, I mean, I used to go to like Planned Parenthood and get tested all the time because
Same.
I
Yeah.
was
My first time was at Planned Parenthood.
yeah, because I had a couple scares and I was like wilding out a lot, and
Yeah.
here in Chicago, I would like go to this Planned Parenthood. I could like walk there, and like I would say like out of the 4 or 5 times I went, 90% great. And then one time you get some asshole doctor or like nurse or something, and they make you feel like shit. And I was like, dude, this
Like, I'm not going
sucks.
back. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like, I'm
Oh,
not going back.
why are you looking at me like that?
Yes, I'm
Like,
here for a
what?
reason. I know I did something wrong. That's why I'm here.
Yeah. And it's like that, the shame of that. So like the fact you can do it at home, I think at swingers, like everybody would be so much hornier if they were showing like a clear thing. There's nothing
hmm
better than getting those results and say you're good to go.
And
Um,
you just because you go and get tested doesn't mean you don't have to use protection. Like, you just feel
exactly.
better in the situation knowing everyone is tested. Still use a condom, still be
Mhm.
safe, but at least you know, like, hey, we're all tested. It's all good. You
Yeah.
know, it
Yeah.
makes sense.
When you guys were swinging, you say you dabble now. I'm sure you're like doing more like the upscale luxury kind of stuff, whatever now. But um, when you guys were swinging more regularly, I can't. That's so funny. Like, take one for the team. That's so fucking funny and so real. I love that you said that. Um,
It was like the same group of people, like
yeah.
with a few add-ons here and there.
Hmm.
It wasn't like, when I say regular, I mean like every like 4, 3, 6 months, like nothing like that's
Okay.
a lot to fit in my calendar, as it is. It wasn't like often, but it was like, we don't even do that anymore. We don't even go to those
Yeah.
parties, but it was fun. It'd be like every 3 or 4 months, we'd go to the same people's house and we'd have an amazing time. And it was great. And then I started shooting more and I was like, oh, we can't do that anymore.
But was it a thing where you guys were both fucking other people in the same room and like looking at each other and it was hot, or was it like you guys would
Yeah.
pair off and go in different areas or some
That
shit?
I never liked pairing off because I was
Yeah.
very new to that. I was still adjusting to like my husband sleeping with other people. And so I like to be there present. Or it'd be like in the living room and everyone was just all together. That's cool. I
Yeah.
never liked the pairing off. And now I wouldn't care. But then I cared very much.
Yeah. Yeah, for sure.
you
Um,
know?
Yeah, it's so, and that's the other part of it too. Like maybe you could give some advice because there's a lot of couples, a lot of like, actually a lot of women hit me up and they wanna try something like this, like a sex party or like whatever, and they're like, "What up, my boyfriend? I don't know what to say or whatever." So the jealousy is always going to be there to some extent, at
hmm
least in the beginning. So maybe you could talk a little bit about like how to swing better from your perspective.
So that's a good question. Typically, we try to be, what we found is that every insecurity we've had, we've approached it with that scenario. So, like, my husband was always afraid if I had sex with another man, a single man, that I was going to like leave him. This is in the beginning, a long time ago. Leave him for
Yeah.
him. We did it. Guess what? I did it. Fear unlocked. Like, done. We are not, we checked that off the box. Then I was always afraid if he had sex with another woman that I was going to be super jealous. She was better than me. She was good, prettier than me. He was gonna leave me for her. He didn't, So like, then it was like, what if I get a normal situation? And no, you can't have a steak every night. Okay. It's fun once in a while, but the answer was no. It is fun. I love it. I enjoy it. I'm here for it. But we communicate about everything.
Hmm.
Sorry if that's annoying. I don't know how to turn it off.
I
Um,
don't even hear anything.
oh, good. Okay. There's like a ringing in the computer. I think the biggest thing is communication, talking about like your fears. Like, hey, I'm really worried that she's prettier than me. Therefore, you're going to want to be with her. Talk about it. I'm afraid of this happening. Talk about it.
Mm,
Oh, I really want to swing. I don't know if my husband does. Well, maybe talk about if you like women, like, hey, do you think she's pretty? I kind of think she's pretty. Like,
yeah.
how do you feel about opening up that? And if it's absolutely not, okay, you back off, and then what you did was you planted the seed. And
Hmm.
once you plant the seed in your partner's brain that maybe that's a possibility, they either take a long time or a little bit of time to adjust. And then they're like, oh, maybe I do want that. or they are very clear with their needs and they tell you absolutely not, but giving them time to the situation, like to really process what you're saying is really important too. Like, don't expect someone maybe like, I want to fuck somebody else, and your husband be like, oh yeah, cool. Like, give them some time to adjust to that.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because
Well,
that's not an
yeah,
easy thing to wrap your head around at first, but it takes time for those things.
it does. It does. And like, there's so much there that is like not what people are used to. And that's why I'm asking you, because I think you bring to the table like the actual experience of doing it. And so and like jealousy is a motherfucker, and it it's
It
gonna
still
be there.
happens with
Yeah,
everyone.
that's, you got to figure out how to use that shit, how to
You
like.
know, you're right, because I still find moments where I feel jealous, and the best way that I approach it is I like take a minute and I don't react. I like, why am I feeling that way? What caused that moment of jealousy or those moments of jealousy? And what was the reasoning behind it? Like, did I maybe have a bad day that day? Was I having a bad morning and I'm feeling a little insecure? Do I not like the way I look that morning? Because the same scenario could happen next week. I could be like about to be on that time of the month and therefore I'm crazy. And you know what I mean? Like, I could be ovulating and be totally into it, but then the next week be totally not into it. There's so many factors that go into it. Try to
Mhm.
really like not react immediately and like think about it. Like, am I actually jealous, or am I just feeling like I'm spicy and I want to cause a fight?
Well,
Like,
yeah, yeah, yeah.
because that does happen where I'm like, like, no, I don't like it, but why? It probably wasn't a good reason. It's probably just unstable for a moment.
Yeah, I mean, we're all messy. Like, humans are fucked up, and like, and I think, I mean, that's beautiful to me. Not to be corny or whatever, but that's part of the reason I do this podcast. It's like, I love to highlight the most raucous whatever shit and clip it and send it to the internet, sure. But at the same time, like, here we are talking about the dynamics of like swinging and how to talk about jealousy and whatever. So I want to do both, and I love that things are messy, and I feel like we don't talk about this kind of stuff enough. And a lot of people say, oh, use the jealousy to be horny about it. Like, like use it to like whatever. And like some people do that, and I get it and whatever. But at the same time, it's like, you talked about you got to like lay down rules, like ground rules and shit. What you didn't like pairing off. Now you don't give a shit if that happens because you're more comfortable. What is the jealousy trying to tell me about me? You know?
Right. Because most of the time
Yeah.
it's an inner thing, It's like I'm feeling jealous for some sort of way. And I got to figure
Hmm.
out what that is. And maybe I'll feel better when I work through my own situation,
Yeah.
you know?
Yeah, for sure. But also too, like if a big old dick is gonna like cause the end of your relationship or your marriage, it wasn't that strong to begin with. So if like a fucking someone who can suck your dick better than whatever you've ever had it before, if that's all it takes for you to leave your fucking partner, then your
Probably better off
relationship's
without him.
fucked. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, exactly.
So true. It's so true.
I
Like, you were
mean,
already doomed. You were already doomed. Like, good, like,
yeah.
say goodbye, move on, find somebody else that's compatible if they're going to leave you the first time,
Hmm.
something happens.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. Do you have any like bonkers like swinger stories like from a party or something, anything that happened to you that was like crazy? Or you see anything that was nuts?
Um,
You
well,
could
swinger
change the
parties?
names.
Swinger parties can be really fun. The one of our first times we went to actually a Club Joy in LA, and it was really fun. And we just like took the stage, and we like not the stage, but like the bed, and like me
Sure.
and my husband had sex. Everyone just watched, and that was like really fun. So nothing crazy there. Like at home parties, we had somebody like. There's a lot of other factors at parties that can play points in making people not themselves.
Hmm.
And I think there was one time where like everyone was having a good time, and one of the females got a little aggressive, like switched personalities, and like was putting people down. And we're like, all right, we gotta go. We're here for positive vibes, not negative vibes. So when there's other factors involved at a party, sometimes they can go from like super fun to like, we need to get out. That's when you gotta go. So
Factors
that
like drugs or something? What are you
yeah.
okay, okay. All
Yeah.
right.
got a little crazy and we were like, we're out. We gotta go.
I love that you can say anything on this podcast, first of all, just so you know. We have an editor who works very hard to make sure we stay on YouTube or whatever. So you're good. You can say whatever you want.
Thank you. I always try to be very PG so that way that you don't have to do a lot of editing. It's very organic.
Fuck that.
People get the point. But I can be. I just, I try to be more, I try to be respectful for you guys.
Then got crazy. You're like, we gotta roll right now.
Yeah, really, we gotta go. It's time to go.
Yeah. I've been to a couple of parties like that myself. Not swinger parties, but like regular parties. Like, we gotta get the fuck out of here, dude.
Yeah. Well, at that, but at a swinger party, like everyone's naked, schlongs are out, titties are out. Like, you gotta go collect your things while people acting nuts. Like, you
gotta
you're like, oh my
your
God.
shit.
You gotta find it. It's everywhere. It's just, it's
wild.
You're walking outside, and dudes got boners. We're like trying to like put it together, calling Ubers. It's very weird.
I bet. Yeah. Well, I'm glad that I fucking asked. That's
It's kind of funny, but nothing.
No,
I've had such good experiences for the most part. It's just like those are those ones.
Yeah. I mean, I very rarely have heard. I mean, one time, like I had a story where the dude like flipped like a table of like snacks or something because he was like drunk and angry about his wife or whatever getting plowed. But dude, I mean,
I have had a funny one where I guess that's funny. I don't know if it was funny. It was weird. There was a bunch of couples and. The guy asked if it was asked permission, like, hey, can I hang out with you? And his wife is like, yeah, go for it. Like looking like this, and she was just staring at me like, I guess she was waiting to see my reaction. And like he was going and she was really close to me and I was like, is everything okay? And she's like, yeah. And I was like, okay. That was weird. I don't know what the angle was, but it was like I don't know if I was supposed to like have no emotions or if I was supposed to be into it, but I very quickly was like, this is weird. I'm done.
Yeah. Are you having a fucking stroke, lady, or what? What's going on?
Well, yeah, I think she was like super nervous. Like maybe it was one of her first times at the party and she wasn't really sure. So yeah. And now that I'm in the industry too, it's really, I don't know. I think it was probably something else, but it was crazy.
Okay, now that you're in the industry, what were you gonna say?
It's also hard, like when you show up, like if you want to use your legal name when you go to those parties, because if they hear your stage name, then then it's like you got all the dicks running after you the whole time, they're just like infatuated. So that makes it not fun too, where I'm like,
Yeah. You want to go where you don't, necessarily that's not, it's always going to be
where no
one
knows you kind of in a way,
Yeah, for sure. You need some eyes wide shut shit. Just legal and consensual eyes wide shut.
Yeah, exactly.
Let's say that. Okay. So you've been in the industry a handful of years. You worked with these insane companies. The list is crazy. It's fucking Reality Kings, Bang Bros, Evil Angel, MILF, Brazzers. It goes on forever, right?
Yeah, and, I think almost all of them at this point.
For real, like congratulations, Sex Party round of applause for that. So how crazy has it gotten in the industry? Like, how have you done a gangbang? Have you done DP, DVP, blowbang? Like, how crazy has it gotten in the industry stuff?
So the most I've never done a blowbang, never done a gangbang. I've never done more than 2 male performers at once.
Okay.
3, I get a little like nervous. Like, I don't know what, I haven't done it. I heard it's exhilarating, but I haven't approached that. I've done like reverse gangbangs with like multiple women and 1 male.
Sure.
That's super fun. I haven't done anything too crazy, but I kind of keep it, to a small amount of male performers. Like, I don't do anal yet.
Okay.
I've done double vag. I can stick 2 penises in my cha-cha, but never anal.
My cha-cha. Oh my God, you really are. You just said stick 2 penises in and then said my cha-cha. So
I did say that, yes.
You're
because I immediately was like, oh no.
No, we want the graphic explanation, whatever. It's all good.
Okay.
So are you a fan of DVP? Because this comes up a lot on the show.
I am. I do like it. Yeah.
Okay. What do you like about it?
My very first DVP was accidental. It was supposed to be a foursome. The girl canceled. So at that time it was a collab, and the director was like, have you ever done DVP? And I was like, I don't even know what that is. And he's like, oh, it's where two penises go inside your vagina. I was like, no way. I don't know. He's like, can you do it? I'm like, I don't know. Let's try it. And it was with Alex Jones with Hollywood Cash. So not only had I never seen them, but to know that I could do that was really cool. And it was a success, and it was amazing. And I squirted probably like 40 times, I think. The bed was so soaked that I had to have a wet bed charge for sure. I don't know. It was crazy.
They had to just throw it off the balcony or something.
Yeah. So it's not, but it's really hard to get two male performers that are comfortable to do that, because you're touching, and so it's not often I do that.
Sure. Yeah.
But I do like it when I do.
So when two dicks got inside your vagina for the first fucking time, right? Like, what was that realistic? Like, what was that? Just like psychologically, were you like overwhelmed, scared,
Yes.
like whatever? Okay, tell me more.
It's like an out of body experience. Like, you don't even know what's really going on. You're kind of like, oh my god, like, did that just? And then, and so that I was like, oh my gosh, like, I like to be fisted. I like multiple things. The more, the better. Like, I didn't know I could do that. And then I realized my body really enjoyed it. And so it was definitely an out of body experience. Like, I feel like when they say you're like dick drunk at the end, like, it was cool. It was fun.
So do you remember like the first time you came during that first DVP? Where you're like, oh my God, I'm going to fucking come so hard? Or like, how is the orgasm different than a regular orgasm?
It's very fast. So like for me, and then after that, like, my body relaxes, and then it's more of like a scene versus like the initial like pressure is what causes the orgasm. I'm like, and then I'm just like loosey goosey, like I can like do whatever, like let's keep going, you know?
Yeah.
But at first it's like, okay, now I can release. Yeah.
Yeah, I would imagine. And also it's like you're kind of trapped, and it's almost like this. You can't, I mean, if you're going to come, like you can't, I'm sure you're like,
can't stop it.
And you can't go anywhere, right? So it's like,
no.
Yeah, that's what everyone describes as like, it doesn't, I'm not saying it's like a forced orgasm, but it's almost like
kind
this like a psychological forced orgasm,
like,
sort of.
Yeah, like you're not, because a lot of times you're thinking about orgasm. It's happening.
Fucking tidal wave.
It's happening. Yeah. And you're like, okay, I did it. Like, whoa, that was wild. So yeah.
Tidal wave for sure. Yeah. This whole episode's a fucking tidal wave, actually. So you haven't done gangbang, you haven't done DP, because that would involve anal, whatever, blowbang. Are these things completely off the table, or do you think you'll get to some of them in the future?
I'm sure maybe. Yeah, I would love to own my first content. So like, it'd probably be an OnlyFans situation first, that I would want to like do each of those, like own it, so that I could continue to like make a profit off of that myself. Get to choose who I perform with, all that stuff. It's not necessarily off the table, but to be honest, I really don't have any plans to do that anytime soon.
Sure. Yeah.
It's just not. Like, I'm just enjoying what I'm doing right now. And to be honest, it's kind of a scary thing for me. Like, I'm not like mentally ready for it.
Yeah.
And, sure. and with anal, I'm in my head about it. Like, I'm like, I don't want to like that to happen. I want it to be, I want to be able to like relax and like do the scene. So.
Yeah, and also like, why rush a bunch of shit? You know what I mean? People don't want to see you uncomfortable. I mean, unless it's like a CNC like role play thing, sure. But people generally don't want just to watch someone uncomfortable having sex or being pounded in the ass.
Yeah,
you have to like get to a place. So why rush it? You're not fucking going anywhere. I mean,
true.
like,
and there's I've heard there's specific performers that if I am going to do an anal scene, it would be for them. And I've already worked with them multiple times, so I feel like I already have an idea of like what I want to do with who if I do it.
Yeah.
And so like it's not in my cards soon, but like eventually I'm sure I already like know like okay, I know I
Sure.
want
Yeah.
to, you know.
I mean, you're a pro. You'll figure that shit
I'll
out.
get there.
Yeah. You're.
Who
I
knows?
mean,
Next time I talk to you, I could be like, guess what I just did?
yeah. Well,
Got fucked in the
we're
ass the
definitely
first time. My
we're
first
definitely
time.
gonna have you back. The second you do it, we'll have you book back in right
Okay.
away on the show. We'll talk about it. It'll be a milestone episode or
Oh
whatever.
my gosh.
That's what we're here for. But I mean, you can tell like your career from these notes, but mainly from me talking to you, it is the career of someone who, from the stuff with the fans, to the tidal wave of the squirting and whatever, and the fucking, anal and this and that. It's a career of someone who's like really intelligent and is choosing what they like to do and not rushing things. I think
Thank
that's
you.
awesome. I mean,
Yeah,
it's
I've always told
obvious.
myself, as long as I'm enjoying it, I'll keep doing it. So I don't ever want to put myself in a situation where I'm like, I don't like this. I don't want to do it. I don't want to be here. I want to create good scenes. I want to enjoy them. I don't want to be that girl that's like, oh, I'm so mad I'm here today. I'd rather be anywhere else. Like I want to be present. And so I don't
Mhm.
want to put myself in a situation where I don't want to be there.
Yeah, yeah. Um, with your scenes or with fucking because you seem like I'm interested to see like where you'll go with this question, but like where do you prefer a guy to come? Is it a facial situation? Is it a cream pie situation? Is it somewhere else on your body? Like what are you?
I love it
What
in
are
my
you a fan of?
tits. I like it
Okay.
on my titties. I typically people love I don't do cream pies. Occasionally, very rare occasion I'll do that. Um, I'm not a huge fan of my mouth, but or on my face. You know what? Here down, eat your heart out. But when I've had them in my eyes, and it like ruined my whole day. And I don't want to go home to my family with like a bloodshot eye because semen tried to eat my eyeball. You know what I mean? Like, just red
Yeah.
and swollen. Like, no, thank you. So if they can
um.
keep it this down, sure.
Yeah. Well, that's a skill. Like you have to have somebody skilled that's gonna miss your eye.
Yes.
Miss your eye. Yeah. So do you tell do you do you so does it turn you on, the idea of somebody coming on you, like the aesthetic of it, like the
Yeah.
dominant? Okay, yeah.
Making someone come
um
is hot because if it's done right and
yeah.
it's like making someone come too soon is really flattering, because it's like I didn't force them to get there. They got there on their
uh,
own. And it's like we did something right? So yeah, I'm just like
yeah,
if someone needs to take a break, like, oh my gosh, I need to wait. I just need a minute. Like I can't keep, it's not time. I'm like, oh, that's hot.
yeah. That's
Yeah.
fucking awesome. Okay, so also like we're getting close to the end, so you're also over on OnlyFans. You said it was kind of a new thing, right? So how long have you been on OnlyFans?
So we started OnlyFans way before I did mainstream. About
Okay.
Karen Lee was my very first mainstream scene, and I met him through like on Twitter, and he asked me to do a collab. We did a collab, and then it was like that's when my career started. He really got my foot in the door. So I've been doing
Mhm.
OnlyFans since like 2022, maybe
Well, I
21,
don't know where the
22.
hell I pulled that fucking data point from. I thought I heard
Some
you. Who knows? What
Yeah, it
a
hasn't been
yeah.
very it hasn't been very long. I was very late to the OnlyFans game.
Well,
Very,
2022,
very late.
I mean, 4 years. You're in it now, So,
Yeah.
um, okay. And so and we talked a little bit about like the squirting, and you said it, whatever. But what's your most? I'm asking you two questions.
Mhm.
One, what's your most like requested custom or like content on OnlyFans?
My most requested would probably be I think lately it's been like me wearing strap-ons. I don't know
Okay.
why. I don't know where that came from, but for some reason people are really into that. But usually it's like role playing, like I'm someone's stepmom,
Okay.
like they're my kid or something like that.
Yeah.
That's a big one. I do a lot of like dick rates. Those are huge. People love me to rate their cocks. Um, yeah, I and squirting. all of my customs are always a squirting request. I try to tell them like I can't guarantee it. I'll do my very best. But most always is like, I want you to squirt. I'm like, okay. And you know what I love the
Yeah.
most? I love when someone's like, create a custom, please yourself and say my name while you're doing it. That is the most simple request. I get into that the most. It's easy. I can complete it faster. If you want a special color lingerie, great. But like when they get into the details, that will take me weeks. It will take me weeks to complete because it's daunting and it's so detailed that like I don't have time. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But if you want like a quick like 15-minute like play with myself, say your name, square at the end, I got you. I can do that in like a week. But
That's awesome. That's good for them. That's
the simple ones are the love those people.
I bet. Yeah. Well, with the dick rating shit, like how are so are they asking you like to like embarrass them? Are they like, oh, this thing's look at my fucking dick, like whatever, or is it just like, hey, what do you think?
It's a lot of what do you think? If they want me to humiliate them, they have to very specifically say that. It's not my favorite thing to do, but I will. Very occasionally I get those, but mostly it's just like, tell me what you think about my dick, honestly. And then I just tell them, you know.
Oh, what if it's like it's like a fucking acorn? Like what if like
it has there are a lot of those out there.
So what are you saying to them? Like are you like, and
I've said this before to like other like it's not your size, it's how you use it. So like you might be really good at I'm also stimulated on the outside for me. Like I will orgasm way faster with like everything on the outside versus like inside. And so for me, bigger isn't always better. So I just always try to encourage them like, hey, you might have just what I need. I don't know what other girls need, but you know, like you still got
whatever size queen. Oh my
God. I'm just saying, you know, I'm not going to try to humiliate them. What if they like open it and they're like, that was so mean.
Well, I know, but the thing is like, they got to know. Right. And like,
I just tell them, you have to tell me if you want me to humiliate you. That has to be the request. If not, you're not getting that.
Oh man. Yeah. I mean, I had to ask because like, you know, like
sometimes I'll be like, oh dear. Oh boy.
Like
you poor
it's like
thing.
Oh yeah. You
know, like you feel bad.
Yeah. I mean, but what's the first sentence you respond? Do you do it like a video or like an audio or like what do you?
It's always like a topless dick rate. So like you know, and I'll compliment the things I really like first. Of like grooming. Is your room clean?
Yeah.
Are you in a closet? Are you over the toilet? Like, you have hair everywhere? Can I even see it? Because you've got a bush growing. Like, did you shave? You know, there's so many factors that make me immediately go ew, or like, oh, you may not have length, but you got everything else working for you. You know, you take care of yourself. So,
are you getting a lot of dick pics from the closet?
I get like closet, like why is your room such a mess? Like you're showing me your dick, but all I see is your dirty socks and underwear and food plates everywhere and like rotten pizza. Like, come on, guys.
Yeah.
You know?
Well, it's hard. It's hard out there, I'm sure. You know, like fuck. I mean, you look at my kitchen right now; it's a bunch of empty vodka bottles and fucking.
Oh, boy. I'd probably be like, "Well, I see you like vodka, but."
Yeah. Okay, that's fascinating. I could talk to you another hour just about that. But also like pro tip, and maybe you can back me up here. It says we're fucking not talking about size, but like if you guys want a tip, trim or fucking cut the hair because that'll add an inch or two.
100%. 100%. Trim that hair as fine as you can. It doesn't have to be gone, doesn't have to be naked, but trim it down. You will feel so much better when your dick's gonna seem bigger.
Yeah,
facts. You know,
that's all you guys are getting on this size. I'm done with it. We're not talking about it anymore.
Yeah.
Okay,
trim that
so trim it up, clean it up for anyone, for yourself.
I love a man that's groomed. Like, oh my gosh, like kudos, like 10 points right there.
Yeah, for real. Yeah. Okay, final question before we sign off. What is, and again, like I say this every time, we don't kink shame. We love weird shit. We love bizarre shit. I'm a weirdo. It sounds like you're a weirdo. We love we love all the kinky, raucous stuff. But that being said, right?
Mhm.
What is the most bizarre, weird, strange request that you've had on OnlyFans?
Bizarre strange request. Okay, I have two. One,
Sure.
and teach his own. Whatever, do your thing. I had a person asked me to make a custom, and it was of a heart. I had to have a heart attack and die. No sex, no nudity, fully clothed, but I had to fake a heart attack, get in a fight, have heart palpitations, then die. And my husband had to be the paramedic, come in and revive me, and then come back to life. That was bizarre. They did it. I realized, all right, I can do anything at this point, you know? It was very interesting. That was a weird one. The other one
Yeah.
is I get a lot of plexiglass. Not a lot. I've had a few plexiglass customs where like order this huge plexiglass something, spit
Mhm.
on it. Always at the weirdest angles, like angles I can't do. Like prop it up at 30 degrees, lean forward, don't, no hands. Like it is, I can't do it all.
Oh
you
my
know,
God.
those are
Yeah.
weird and nothing kinky really, other than the strap-ons. Those are kind of interesting to me. Like dildo
Mhm.
strap on and walk around my house in a sundress. Like
Really? But they don't want you to penetrate anything?
no, just like have a strap on and talk about how big my dick is. I don't have a dick, so it's strap on, guys.
Yeah, well,
You know,
yeah,
it's
yeah,
it's,
yeah.
it's unique. Like okay, okay, whatever you want.
Yeah. See, every time I ask that question, it's like the $1,000,000 question. And like there's gonna be a special coming like at some point in the future, which now you'll be included in, like
Strap-ons.
strangest OnlyFans request or whatever the fuck it is.
And it might not even be strange. That might not even be strange. Like that might be a whole thing. I don't even know.
I just think it's fun
Strange to
to
me.
like yeah, I mean, to each their own, and we love all that shit. At least the paramedic brought you back to life. That's cool.
I'm alive,
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, but at least that
I
was like part of the
died.
custom. But don't you
I
wonder?
was like, am I not? Why am I not naked? Like, I mean, I
Yeah.
was fully clothed and workout attire and died.
You want me to die naked at least, or
That's what I said. I was like, do you want my tits out? No, no, keep your clothes on. Okay.
wow? Okay, so if you had to guess, uh, because you are incredibly intelligent, right? We've learned that over this
Thank you.
podcast episode. If you had to guess where that fetish came from, what would you think? What do you think that's about?
I'm going to go say that person is some sort of heart doctor that has some sort of weird fantasy, like in his profession, that gets off maybe on someone going the other direction and
Oh
doesn't
my
know how to, like, you
God.
know what I mean? Like, because that's where my brain went. I was like, you are, because it was like his profile name definitely made me think it was some sort of profession. I was like, that makes
Mm,
me feel weird. But like I
yeah.
said, teach his own, do your thing,
Yeah, yeah. Oh my God. Wow.
right? Like someone
Yeah, I
dies
knew
on
you.
on the table and he goes home and do that. I don't know.
Fuck. We're in Black Mirror territory now.
Seriously, that's a
Shit.
thing, though.
I
It's like
know. Yeah.
asphyxiation.
Oh yeah,
Ooh.
100%. 100%. Andi Avalon, thank you so much for being with me on Sex Party. Before we tell these horny party goers where they can find you on social media, so like Instagram, Twitter, yada
Mhm.
yada, not X but Twitter. And we're gonna
Yes,
tell them
correct.
where they can find you, and just dump buckets in barrels and baskets of cash out on you
Love
too. But before we
that.
do that, I do want to say congratulations on the exclusive representation deal with Envision Models.
Thank you. I'm so excited
Sex
for
Party,
that.
round of applause. It sounds like you're going to be doing some
Yay.
big fucking things in 2026,
So much,
2027.
so
So
excited.
we love it. We can't wait to have you back. Where can these wacky party goers find you online?
So andiavalon.com, all of my links are there. Mrs. and MRS Andi Avalon, Mrs. Andi Avalon, for like Twitter and Instagram, and then
Mhm.
Andi.Avalon for TikTok and Andi_Avalon for OnlyFans. But all that's on my website. So andiavalon.com.
We love it. Thank you so much
Thank
for being with
you.
me this week. We'll have you back whenever you want. We'll talk about it here in a second, but
All
thank you so
right.
much.
Thank you. Bye.
Huge thank you to my guest, Andi Avalon, for being with me on the show this week. Make sure you go check out everything she is up to, not only on social media. Take some cash, go over to OnlyFans, have a blast with Andi. Enjoy yourself. If you're loving guests like Andi will be back in the future, but let's just say you're loving all of the guests, right? And you're still on board with all my wacky, nonsensical bullshit as a host. How can you show that love for the podcast and also make sure that you never miss a new episode every single Wednesday? Well, if you're listening to this on platforms like Apple and Spotify, you could leave a rating, you could leave a review. I would love you for that oh so much. I would appreciate it. In my darkest hour, I will read those things and they will make me feel better. But forget it. Who cares about what I need? Let's talk about what you need. You just need to subscribe to the show. That way you never miss a new episode every single Wednesday, especially if you are subscribed or you think you're subscribed on Apple Podcasts. Apple Podcasts has been unsubscribing people or pausing subscriptions for whatever reason we don't know. So let's check on your subscription. Go to Apple Podcasts. Go to Sex Party with Dustin Rybka. Go in the upper right-hand corner. If you see a pause button, your subscription has been paused. Tap the button, toggle on down to resume subscription, resume downloads. Boom, you are re-subscribed. If you're watching on YouTube, I love you. I see you. I appreciate you. Thank you for over 5,000 subscribers. If you're watching on YouTube, are you curious about swinging? Would you swing with a partner? Tell me everything in the comments. Let me know. We can have a discussion. If you're watching on YouTube and you want to make sure that you show some emotion towards the show, love, hate, desire, rage, sadness, confusion, bewilderment, any other emotion, right? How can you show emotion towards the show and also make sure you don't miss a new episode of the show every Wednesday? You could like this video. You could dislike this video. You could do that to all the videos. You could leave a comment, positive or negative, here in this video or on all the videos. I will get to every single comment in a certain amount of time. I promise. Leave a comment. It can be a hater comment. It can be a lovely comment. I will get back to it. But the one thing you want to make sure you do, no matter how you feel about the show, is you want to make sure you subscribe to the channel so you never miss a new episode every single Wednesday. As always, I'm available in the DMs on Instagram. And I will see you all right back here next week.
Thanks for listening. The party continues next week. Click subscribe and let's make this a regular thing. Follow the show on Instagram and Twitter at SexPartyFM. Follow Dustin at Dustin Rybka.